Hello everyone, Randy here, and in today's video we got a little bit of plow repair to do. This is a plow I built to go on the front of the four-wheeler, and if you look right about there, you may notice we're missing a little something. If we look at the other side, well, it's all taped up. It's got a cover on it. This side does not, and it's missing a whole bunch of stuff that's supposed to go under that cover. So, these are linear actuators. And I've got two brand new ones I'm going to replace these old ones with. Basically, these are just old, well, not really that old actually, but they got plastic covers on here. And this one already broke off once, but I still had it, so I just taped it back on. This one, however, fell off and I lost it. And you can see there's the extra wires. I don't remember off the top of my head what goes under there again, but it's obviously missing all the components. So, got two brand new linear actuators here. These are 6-inch linear actuators. I'm hoping they're the same length so I can just bolt them back up. Otherwise, I'm going to have to cut the brackets back off and move them to a new location, which is really going to suck. So let's get started here. We need a couple wrenches to pull these off with, and we'll take a look at the new ones here. Okay, I've got one side completely off already. One more bolt to go on this side here. Okay, there we go. So there's the old linear actuator, and this is just an electronically actuated basically rod here. It's for turning the plow, which I do have locked at the moment. So that I can turn that way or that way. And then when I built this plow, I do have, you can probably see the 3 holes here, so you can actually pin it in location too. Which is what, when I was using this is what I did, because I didn't want to put the strain, because we're putting quite a bit of strain on this. I didn't want to put any strain on the actuators. But yeah, what ended up happening, this black back plastic piece just ended up falling off, ripping off. I don't know what happened. Like I say, it happened to this one already. You can see I got it just nicely taped on there. So these should be better. So I'll find out. I'm going to need a knife to open these here in a minute. Okay, so there we go, we got the bands cut off. Couple mounting brackets and some hardware, it looks like. Wow, those are some really small pins in there. I might have to get some instructions probably. Might have to get some smaller hardware here to mount these with, unless I dare drill these out, I don't know. But yes, this looks a lot better. I think this was supposed to be all aluminum construction, obviously some plastic here and there, but doesn't have that big back end on it that these do. Now, like I said, I'm hoping these are the same size, and they clearly, let's see if I can get this lined up here. They clearly are not. Now, that might not be an issue yet, because I do have these extended out about halfway. They don't actually really extend in and out that far to turn this, so I might be able to get this to work yet. We'll have to find out. And I might have to get some power so I can actually actuate these and figure out how far they actually do go. Because that would really, like I said, folks, that would really suck if I got to take these off. They're welded on there pretty good, and then have to move them down. So I'm assuming I'd have to move them closer. Okay, everyone, got these hooked up, oh, my wire just left me there. Got them hooked up here. I got it extended to the max. And yes, unfortunately, you can see that it just reaches, and that's not going to be good enough because it needs to go further so it pivots it. So I'm going to have to take these off, unfortunately, and move them. One thing I noticed as well, these old ones, the reason for this plastic cover is there's adjustable limit switches in here, and that's part of what's missing on this one. These do not have any limit switches other than for each end. So when it gets all the way out, it stops, and when it gets all the way in, it stops. But this actually has adjustable ones, which was kind of nice, because then I could control the turn, it stop at a certain point, going all the way this way or all the way that way. So I don't have that with this one, which should be fine. there's still a manual or a hard stop on this, so shouldn't be an issue. Just have to make sure you're a little bit carefuler with the switch, I guess. So anyway, I'm going to have to, unfortunately, take these off. And that, yeah, I got them welded on pretty good there, top and bottom. So that's going to be a bit of fun. So I'll have to get the grinder down here. Okay, everyone, got it all ground off. That didn't go too bad. A little bit of weld on there yet, that'll be fine. One thing I'm a little concerned about here, you can probably tell my brackets end right here for the underside brackets. So something tells me I might not have long enough brackets here to mount this, so I might have to maybe change plans completely, but we'll find out. So what we're going to do here, at least this is what I'm thinking, I'm assuming it's all the way retracted in at the moment. Maybe that's a bad, you know what, maybe that is a bad assumption. Let's actually make sure. All I've got here, going up to the quad behind us here, I got a couple leads to the battery. So this way I can, oh, that one does not want to stay on there for some reason. Let me just pull this off here. I'm assuming it's the cover there that's holding this up. Okay. So let's just make sure we're all the way down here. Okay. I would have thought that would have gone the other way, but I guess not. There we go. Okay, yeah, folks, call me a little confused here. I've got the red wire on the red wire. I've got the black wire on the black wire. It sounds right, right? I had it the same way on that last one, and that one extended. This one's retracting. Okay, that's really going to mess with somebody. But okay, that's what I want. It is all the way retracted. Just disconnect that one. And yeah, all I have here is a switch, and there's a fuse up on this one. This is a wire I made sometime back. It's got a clamp on each end, just for basically testing stuff. I'm just gonna put a mark down here. I guess I can't get it real close, but that'll be good enough. And we're gonna try to find the halfway point here. So this time around, we're going to put, this is gonna go on the red wire again, I guess. Let's see if this is right. Yep, there it is extending. See, it's not real quick here, but that's fine. We're just going to wait for it to extend all the way. We'll put another mark, measure in between them, and that'll be the center point. And then that's going to be the center point where I want to put my brackets. So these are both centered on each side in the straight position here. And there we go. Stops by itself. So like I said, limit switch on each end, as opposed to the adjustable ones on my old one. Okay, so we'll just put another mark here. Should be 6 inches, but let's see if they cheated us any at all. Well, I'm measuring about 5 7/8, which is close enough. So let me put a mark here at about 3 inches. That should be good. So basically I'm just going to retract it down to this mark. And I'm going to do the same thing with the other one here. And this one's all the way retracted, so I'm just going to assume this is good and measure this at 3 inches as well. For this situation, it doesn't particularly matter if it's not right on, because I should have plenty of length to play with. Okay, there we go. Now let's see, did I just simply have this backwards the first time, or are these actually opposite of each other? Because that would really, yeah, like that, really mess with somebody. Okay, so I got red on red, black on black. Yep, it is reversing, okay. And yeah, I'm sorry you folks can't see this. Okay, there we go. See, it's down to the line there. We're going to do the same thing with the other one here. So again, we'll do the red on red, black on black. Okay, they are both the same way. Good. I must have simply had them reversed the first time around or something. Okay, there we go. Got that one down as well, and they should both be about the same length here at this point. Double check that. Yeah, they're both identical, so that's good. So both about 3 inches, so they're both half extended. So where do we got to line this up with? Now, one thing I want to do here too, I don't know if this will work, but I want to put these to be 5/16 holes. That's what my old ones are. I'm a little concerned about this down here not working. We'll have to find out, or maybe I'm going to have to put new, these look to be 1/4 inch holes in here. I might have to put new 1/4 inch holes with 1/4 inch bolts. That's getting like pretty thin if you ask me, but oh well, it is what it is. This, like I said, this I dare drill. I'm not sure about this one. This looks like it could get a little thin if I drill this out 5/16, but I might have to do that. Okay, so let's find out where we're going to line up here, and I'm just actually going to need a couple of 1/4 inch bolts. Let me find some bolts here a moment, and we'll see if we can line this up. Okay, so hopefully folks can see this. I got this one on this side already, and these are, or maybe it's a metric equivalent too, I don't know, but the 1/4 inch bolt fits it basically perfectly. And my old brackets here. And I'm looking at this side, I'm pretty sure we can make this work. Doesn't look like it's ideal because I'm like just on it here right to the edge of it. And this side must be a little shorter than this side or something, but yeah, it's right there. Like I said, folks, I don't see any reason why that's not going to work. It's not, ideally I'd like to have it the whole way down there, but as strong as what these bolts are, this is the least of my concern for braking. I'm pretty sure this will give way first. So we'll get this cleaned up here. We'll have to weld these brackets back on. And let's see, anything else? Yeah, pretty much just wire it up, I guess. And I think we'll have it. So I'm gonna have to clean up a little bit of weld here, smooth the back side of these out, get the brackets smoothed back out there. And then too, I'm gonna look and see if I can put 5/16 holes in there, because that's what my original mounting hardware is. I'd kind of like to keep it to 5/16, even 5/16 when you consider everything else on this plow is pretty small. And if it does break, like I said, I'm pretty sure the actuator would probably break before the bolt would. And even if this actuators do break, we've still got the main pins up here. The plow ain't gonna go anywhere. It's just gonna be a little floppy when it turns, which would have to be fixed. But oh well. So let me get this ground out here a moment, and then we'll have to weld this back on. Okay, folks, I think we're ready to start welding here. And what we're gonna do, we're just gonna tack it on, and then we're gonna remove the actuators and actually weld them on good. I don't really want the actuators on here while I'm welding. Paint burn. Okay, I don't know why I did that. I think it's probably getting time for a new tip on here. Okay, there we go. Like I said, we'll pull these off now then. Hopefully they won't move much while we're welding it. Famous last words. Really? There we go, that will come off again. Yeah, folks, I think it must be time for a new tip here or something. I can see it sparking up by the tip there instead of where I'm welding. That's not so good. Okay, folks, I got a new tip on it, so hopefully this will fix the weird problem it was having. And we'll chip and hammer here a moment. There we go. So we'll see if this fixes the issue or not. fixed the issue, folks. It's welding a whole lot better. And that was actually a new tip too, so there must have been something wrong with that tip. I noticed when I put it, or when I was taking it out, it's like, wow, it's awfully loose, the wire that is in there. So, I think we got the top side there welded. I think what we're going to do here is we're going to take this off. And I'm going to weld the underside here. There we go, beautiful. I like the looks of that weld. And a little left-hand welding here, which might not be quite so beautiful, but it should be good to go. Fire, fire. Ah, fire. Okay. Nothing to worry about. Don't worry, folks, we know what we're doing here. Okay. Okay, everyone, we got the welding done, and I put a coat of paint on it. It's just sitting on the other side of the camera there, drying. So while that happens, we're going to get some wiring done here. And I've got my wiring kit here, and I just so happen to have 2 connectors, which is exactly what I need. That's all I have left. Got 2 of these style connectors, and that is the style connector I need. So we're gonna get these set up here. Nope, I dropped a little gray piece. Okay, so put that on there. I dropped another one. Okay, not doing too good here for dropping stuff. I'm assuming these are maybe 16. They're either 16 or 18 gauge. I'm not entirely sure. So I'm going with the 16 gauge assumption. They don't quite look like 18. They look a little heavier than that to me. I don't know, actually. It probably doesn't say, I don't think. No, it doesn't say, unfortunately. Oh well. It's kind of nice when they say, and you can actually know what size you got to put on. Okay, so I need... Those are the 12 gauge. 12 to 10, okay. 20 to 18. 20 to 18, that's where's my, oh, there, okay. And I gotta figure out which ones I need here, which style. So these are the male connections. And for those of you who have not seen this before, it's a pretty cool kit. Basically comes with a whole bunch of different connections and stuff. Works quite well. Just like that, we got that crimped on. And then we're going to take care of the rubber piece here. Just like that. And one of the things I've found works best, put the connection in there first, in the crimper, then crimp it down, stick your wire in. That way you got your crimper holding the wire terminal end here. wrong way around. There we go. And like I said, this should go nice and quickly. Okay, which I got. I hope folks can see this down here. Make sure you put the wire in the same way, and then everything should work the same way on the quad here. Red one on that side, which is A. And black is on B. Okay. There we go, just like that. And that one is all done. And that one is this one. We'll get that out of the way. And next one here. Found if you do have these crimpers and these particular connections, you gotta be a little bit careful when you crimp it around the rubber seal there. Sometimes that crimp there doesn't go real well. Make sure you got that nice and straight in there before you actually crimp. Okay, there we go. And red was A, black was B. And by the way, if you ever have to take them out again, that does come with a special tool. There we go. Wiring all complete. Paint should be dry enough by now. The part was warm when I painted, or warm. It was hot when I painted it, so it should be good. All this stuff back in here, crimp tool back in there, and I'm going to have to make sure I get some more of those particular connections. I'll worry about that later. Okay, we got it back over here, so we're going to get this set up here, hopefully not to move too badly. And is that going to be the right size bolt? A little long. I think I got a little bit shorter ones here that'll work. Okay, hopefully these are the right length. Yeah, they'll be real close anyway. And I'm not going to drill it out yet. I'm going to wait and see what happens. There we go. And next side here. Okay, well then it must not have changed it too much, still seems pretty solid yet. Obviously I'm going to have a little extra wattle here because the holes drilled in the brackets are for 5/16 bolts, not 1/4 inch bolts. That might be a bad thing, I don't know, we'll have to see once. I mean, when it comes down to it, if something fails, I'd rather have the bolt fail than the actuator fails, so it's easy to replace the bolt. We'll have to see once. I'll see how this goes, and if I have to, I'll probably still end up drilling it out and putting the original 5/16 bolts back in there. Okay folks, so the moment of truth here, we got it wired up and hooked up. We're going to go grab the quad here, hook the quad up to it, and see once if it still works or not. Okay folks, I don't know if I can hold the camera and drive here, but we're going to give it a try. Okay, there we go folks, that seems to work okay. The controls are completely backwards up here, so as I suspected, it is reversed from the other actuators. Simply what we got for controls here is the one up and down for the winch, and then this is the left and right for the blade. Like I said, it seems to work pretty good, it's just completely backwards. And yeah, I'm sorry I can't really get better footage with this camera while trying to drive and hold and all that good stuff at the same time. It's kind of a all hands-on operations there. But anyway, hopefully you folks enjoyed this. This, by the way, is a completely homemade blade. For those of you wondering, let's just set it down here in a little moment. Oh, that's not down. That's down. There we go. So like I said, this is a completely homemade blade. You can see the pin in the middle there. That's what holds or pulls it up and down. And then, of course, you got the actuators. They are underneath. That's so you get the maximum clearance here. Lift it up as high as possible. And then this extra chain here, you can actually hook the blade up if you have to or want to. And yeah, like I said, completely homemade. This actually was originally a tank, and I simply just cut it into, I think these are 2-inch strips if I remember correctly, and welded, I'd like to say there's 5 strips on each one. 4 or 5 strips on each one I welded together, and that's what got me the curve here, and a couple angle pieces, top and bottom. Got the shoes, even added these markers, really kind of pointless, but it looks cool that way. And then of course we got the system down here, a couple plates and a couple more angle pieces. Tried to keep it in as tight to the quad as I could. You probably could get a little tighter maybe if you wanted, but keep in mind it's got to turn. So anyway folks, hope you enjoyed this video. If you folks have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them below. And as always, thanks for watching and until next time.